Moving now from New York to London, where I-24 News London correspondent Jonathan Sacerdoti is joining us. Good afternoon to you, Jonathan. So how is the world reacting today that Donald J. Trump is the new president of the United States?
Well, the United Kingdom's been somewhat like the rest of the world, a mixture of amazement and disbelief from some, and others saying business as usual, this is American democracy in action. We've seen Theresa May, the Prime Minister, say that she believes that the strength of the relationship between the UK and the US will continue, and that the election of Donald Trump will continue seeing that interaction between the two countries thriving. Though a few days ago, she did comment that she likes election campaigns which are a bit calmer, which some took as a thinly veiled attack on the Trump campaign. That said, she's not saying that now. Similarly, even Jeremy Corbyn, the leader of the Labour Party, the opposition, has also said that he welcomes the choice of the American people, and even though it's surprising or shocking to some, he believes that the good sense and decency of the American people will mean that things aren't necessarily as bad as some are predicting.
And Jonathan, I'm sorry to interrupt. Yes, continue.
Just to say that plenty of MPs have been independently tweeting, in particular on Twitter, their responses of extreme shock and disappointment, with Kezia Dugdale, for example, just tweeting the words Control-Alt-Delete, of course, the keyboard shortcut for reset on a computer. People just not able to believe what they saw as unimaginable happening in front of their eyes as the choice of the American people in an election.
And I'm just curious, how is the British press covering this? Because, as we know, it can be very unrelenting.
Well, indeed, and this, again, is a surprise to many, because some have said that it's an anti-establishment vote, it's an anti-establishment choice, and part of the establishment in that regard can be said to be the press. Polling and reporting was such that many people just believed that this could never happen, and now it's happened. So it's being talked of in those terms in the coverage as well, one of disbelief and amazement at something so meteorically different from what they expected happening. But don't forget, of course, we keep hearing that word today as well, Brexit. Britain has just undergone its own political revolution, as Nigel Farage, the leader of the UK Independence Party, put it. He's on his way to America because he was there during the campaign supporting Donald Trump, spoke for Donald Trump at one of his rallies, and now he says that this is the second big, giant revolution of people, political revolution in the world. That previously, the mantle of the greatest political revolution was UKIP and their leadership of the campaign to leave the EU and the win in the Brexit referendum, and now he says that's been taken over by Donald Trump's win in the United States, which he says is something he welcomes. He says that just like Brexit, something that he pushed for years, this is a sign of the people saying no to political elites and taking back control themselves over something. So there's really a mixture of opinions and a complete divide, with officialdom trying to keep a neutral and diplomatic tone in terms of the new president, with whom they're all going to have to deal when he is, in fact, the leader of the free world.
Jonathan Sacerdoti, thank you so much for joining us today.